So in this video we're going to look at the division of algebraic indices. So it's very similar to the multiplication. We're going to look at, again, terms like x to the power of 4, or they have an algebraic variable there and they have a power working on them. This time we're looking at dividing things or terms with the same base. So let's have a look. Let's start with x to the power of 3 times x to the power of 4. We know that we had to add those ones, so we're not going to look at that. Let's do some, sorry, that was my mistake, a to the power of 8 divided by a to the power of 3. Now we know if we expanded that out, so we understood what it meant, that would be saying a times a times a, 8 times, and we would be dividing it by a times a times a. Now we know if we divide something by itself, so a divide a will actually equal 1. A divide a equals 1, a divide a equals 1. So now we're left with nothing on the bottom and 5 a's on the top. So what we've got here is a to the power of 5. So I want you to look to see if we can see another pattern this time, because our rule this time is if we have a base that is divided by an indice with, a variable with the same base, and we had a and b, if there is a division sign in here, we're going to get a take b. So if we check that up here, what we've done is to go 8 take 3, and we've gotten the correct answer. So that is our division rule, and we can use that so we don't have to keep expanding things out over and over. So let's do another example. Let's go m to the power of 12 divided by m to the power of 4. Remember, we are not dividing when we are looking at the indices. We have to work with a different rule, and that rule this time is subtract. So we would have m to the power of 12 take 4, which would be, what's 12 take 4? It is 8. So you can leave the brackets off if you like. Alright, let's work with some numbers this time. Let's say we've got 10a to the power of 6, and we're going to divide that by 5a to the power of 2. I want you to remember, if we're working with numbers, we can do that nice and simply, and then we can work with the algebraic terms later on. Don't forget that we know how to do 10 divide 5. So our first section would be 10 divide 5, and then we'd be timesing that or multiplying that by the a to the power of 6 divided a to the power of 2. So let's separate it so we can see how we have to work with it. We know that 10 divided 5 is 2. And we know that if we are dividing something with the same base and indices working, then we have to subtract it. So it will be 6 minus 2 as the power. So 2a to the power of 6 minus 2 would be a to the power of 4. So we've worked with our numbers, and then we've worked with our indices. Remembering that if we are dividing algebraic terms with the same base, then we take their indices away.